Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Looney Bin Hour. We're going to be talking about Cenk Uyghur, the absolute cream of the crop of the pro-Palestine side. I'm Tal the Traveling Clat, your favorite Zionist prince. Let's get right into this clip of Cenk versus Dennis Prager. Let's see.
Violent government of Israel kills Palestinians all the time.
Wow.
So you're saying, wait, no, but you're saying the Palestinians cannot govern themselves. Isn't that what you're saying
Yes.
as a fact?
You believe that there is moral equivalence between Israel and Hamas. That's all I needed to
You're
give you.
literally saying they're not equal. You're saying the Palestinians and the Israelis are not equal. We have to violently oppress them for the rest of their lives. How long is the occupation going to go? How long are you going to keep millions of Palestinians as prisoners because you think they're less than human?
Okay. Israel doesn't want to commit suicide because you sitting in America have it good. Okay?
Okay, so you're saying never, right? You're going to imprison Palestinians for the rest of time. Is that correct?
When the Palestinians disavow terror and stop trying to destroy Israel and don't announce that they want to destroy Israel, there will be peace.
Dennis, they have done that in the past. You said not good enough. But the current state of affairs is the absurdity of the Israelis saying, we will not allow you to have a state because you theoretically say that we cannot have a state when we already have one. But no, you're literally preventing them from having a state. So since you are preventing them, doesn't that make you a monster who doesn't believe in freedom? And that all of your empty talk about, oh, how much you love freedom is...
Can anyone actually watch this? No, be serious real quick. Can we? I don't know why the fuck I was sent this clip. Can anyone actually watch this man speak? For real? Anyone? Is anything of value coming? Can we take a look at the comments real quick? I'm so sorry to pause in the middle. I know you guys get angry, and he called this video, he had the audacity to call this video debate Cenk Uyghur versus Dennis Prager on Israel-Palestine. Cenk is a Sharia law lover and terrorist lover. What the fuck? Cenk is a parasite. This is on the Young Turks channel. Who the hell don't like TYT or Prager, but TYT looked bad and they didn't let Prager finish speaking. This interview didn't accomplish shit. This is the exact reason why YouTube removed the dislike count on videos. Like, what the fuck is this?
Total garbage because you don't think it applies to Palestinians.
You have a weird way of thinking.
Great answer.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Why
It is
can't
a
the
great
Palestinians
answer.
have the same
Why is
freedom
it
that
weird?
every other human being has?
Okay, if you allow me to speak, I'll tell you why it's weird. You believe there is a moral equivalence between Israel and Hamas. That is morally sick.
You are sick for not allowing Palestinians, millions of them, to be free. You don't believe in freedom, Dennis. You believe in oppression as long as it's on your side. Why can't they be free? Why can't Palestinians be free? Because they will choose a government you don't agree with? That is the definition of oppression.
Okay, there you go. Okay, the people heard my position. They heard yours.
Your position is, just to be clear, the Palestinians cannot be free. They are not equipped to handle freedom. Is that your position?
At this point, they would elect Hamas. When Israel did what you want and left Gaza, it ended up being run by the terror organization called Hamas.
So they would elect someone you don't agree with, and hence they are not allowed to have freedom. What a big advocate of freedom of speech you are, Dennis. Wow, a shining advocate for freedom who says, if you don't elect who I want, you will never be free, and you'll be under our thumb and under occupation. You will never have your own country. That's literally what you're saying.
What is this? What is this?
No, it's not at all what I'm saying.
You're saying if you elect people I don't want, Hamas in this case, you're never allowed to be free. So who do you want him to elect? Dennis Prager as the head of the Palestinian government? Is that what you want? Then you allow them freedom? Would you even do that? You would never allow them. Why can't Palestinians be treated in the same exact way as every other human being?
Let me know when I can speak. Have we reached the point that I can speak? I will say the same thing again. Israel does not want to commit suicide by having Hamas and having Iran and having Hezbollah type people run the West Bank like they run Gaza. That is it.
People.
I have always been for two states. Most Israelis were for two states. There is almost no one left in Israel who agrees with you, including the Israeli left. You live in a make-believe world.
Dennis, why are they the type of people who can't govern themselves? What does that mean? What do you mean that they're the type of people who can't govern themselves?
They would elect vicious terrorists to kill Israelis. That's whom they would elect, and Israel is not for it.
Why would they be different than all other human beings? Why would they be
different from all other human beings? Iran has that.
But you said that they cannot govern themselves and they will elect vicious terrorists.
That's right. Unfortunately, because
Cenk, I don't know. I really don't know if I could sit through this video. I gotta be honest, Cenk. They can't govern themselves because, like you, they are retarded. I gotta show you guys a video real quick. This is a perfect encapsulation of the Palestinian and, for the most part, the Arab supremacist agenda besides the Khaliji states like Oman, UAE, Saudi. Besides them, this is applicable to the entire Middle East. Okay, ready? If I have never given you value up until now, this clip should give you the most value you've ever seen on my YouTube channel, all right? This is an Indian guru who said maybe the most important words I ever heard in my life and is applicable to almost every single government in the Middle East.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
That's it. Democracy means a government for the people, by the people, of the people, but the people are retarded. The people are retarded, Cenk. Like you, these people are very retarded. And they cannot govern themselves because of their retarded affliction. It's not because they're not capable, because of a genetic condition. You're trying to push Dennis in that because you want to ride on the sort of white racism thingy. Which Dennis Prager is a fucking Middle Eastern person. I don't know why the hell you're doing. He's more Middle Eastern than you. You're from Turkey. They can't govern themselves not because of their genetics, but because they are retarded. They can de-retarded. They can unretarded. But they're retarded at the moment. You don't let a retarded person handle a gun and a terrorist group and nuclear weapons, which is what will happen if we give them a Palestinian state. Nobody wants a Palestinian state. Nobody wants it. Most Palestinians don't even want it.
Are dominant, just like in Iran.
Just like Netanyahu
most Iranians,
and
most
all the
Iranians,
thousands that he murdered. Okay.
Okay. What? He murdered?
Yeah. You do a war and you have a kill ratio of 1,000, sometimes 100 to 1, sometimes even more. And that kills thousands of Palestinians and go, oh golly gee, did I kill all of them? It was an accident. When the terrorist Arabs who can't govern themselves, who are vicious terrorists, they do it, that is terrorism. When the state of Israel does it, it is not terrorism. And we killed 100 times more, but it is not terrorism. We bomb in the middle of a crowded city and murder their civilians, but that is not terrorism because the state does it and people Dennis Prager likes does it. But the Arabs and the Palestinians are vicious terrorists by nature and can never govern themselves. Boy, advocate for freedom, Dennis. You're doing great.
Somebody should add up the amount of time I got to speak and you got to speak on this segment here. Your notion that kill ratio determines morality is really pathetic. We killed far more Germans than Germans killed Brits or Americans. Does that make America wrong in World War II? If kill ratio is your criterion, I'm curious, was America wrong?
No, Dennis, it depends on disproportionate power. You know who had disproportionate power? The Germans over the Jews. They had disproportionate power, and the state did it. The state of Germany did that to the Jewish population, to the Polish population, to all of those different people. But you would say, no, when the state does it, it's no big deal. State does it, it's no big deal. That's not terrorism. Only when civilians. Well, could Jews have fought back against Hitler and done it with great violence and tried to bomb him and kill him? Could they have done that? Would that have been morally conscious thing to do?
Okay, it has nothing to do with anything we discussed. Well, I don't understand your question. If the Jews could have bombed Hitler, should they have?
Yes.
Is that your question?
Yes.
Yes, they should have.
So if you're being oppressed, you get to bomb the people oppressing.
Are you comparing Israel to Hitler? I won't even argue with you. I just want
No, I'm asking you a simple question. I'm not drawing a comparison. I'm just asking you a simple question. If you're being oppressed, as the Jews were in Germany, are you allowed to bomb and kill your oppressors?
Israel to Hitler? I won't argue with you. I want a yes or no. Are you comparing Israel to Hitler?
No, I'm asking the state power count.
So you're not, there's no
I'm asking does state power count as terrorism? I think it does count. I think when the Germans killed all those people, that was terrorism. I think when America and Israel and Russia invade other countries and kill civilians, that's also terrorism. Doesn't that make logical sense?
No, not at all. Israel defends itself. End of issue.
That's literally what the Germans said. We must defend the homeland.
Okay, so you are comparing the Germans and Israel.
I'm comparing state power to state power. You're saying no, individuals are terrorists, Arabs are terrorists, but the Israelis are never terrorists, and the state is never terrorist.
Dennis literally never said that. I don't know how anybody could watch this.
It's worth it. I'll play it on my show. You'll get a lot of publicity.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so Dennis Prager, who does not believe in freedom just for Palestinians. Everybody else enjoy. Maybe you live under a Christian nation, and maybe that means governing you, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's optional, okay? We'll see, except they say govern, except you know that every Republican says, I don't believe in a separation of church and state. I've seen it 1,000 times. You're being totally disingenuous if you don't say that. You know that that's what they say, and that would be a religious oppression of the rest of us. We're not interested in the religious oppression. We're not interested in oppressing women and saying, hey, you have to serve us in the home. We're not interested in any of that oppression. Ironically, Dennis, what we want on the left is freedom, and for all of you right-wingers to get out of our damn lives.
Yes.
Right, so I understand how you operate. You have these long monologues. You go from subject to subject, and we can't analyze any one of them. I asked you, when Christians were in power in this country, did they ever force Christianity upon anyone? So I don't know what you're talking about when you say they don't believe in separation of church and state.
But that's why I love America. That's why, but Dennis.
You have a United States Congresswoman, Lauren Boebert, giving incessant speeches about how the Constitution doesn't say there's a separation of church and state, completely rewriting the Constitution and spreading this ideology that this should be a Christian nation. That is wrong. If you genuinely believe in freedom, as I do, as Cenk does, as most normal people who love America do, you should not force your religious doctrine on others.
Okay, if you're on the left as opposed to liberal, you don't believe in a free nation. I reject that. Because you suppressed the Senate.
All right, I'm gonna stop here because I want to end on this point that both the retarded Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uyghur said. I'm gonna send you guys a message right now, and this, you guys, you Christians watching me, which I know there are plenty, might find this surprising. I am a Jew who was born in America. I now live in Israel, but as a Jew who was born in America, who, let's be completely honest, the history of Jewish oppression under Christianity, has not been great. It's definitely gotten a lot better over the years, but it's not been great. I can tell you wholeheartedly, if you want the fabric of America to stay, fight for Christianity to be the morality structure in America. Fight. I'm not saying fight so there should be a separation of church and state because that's what makes America great, but definitely make sure Christianity is on the forefront. Because let me tell you what, when Islam takes over in America, and it wants to, and it is trying to, there's going to be no question of separation of church and state. And Cenk and Anna are going to be like, well, they're an oppressed minority. Let them. When there's Sharia law popping up in Texas and popping up in New York, there's going to be no question of separation of church and state. They're going to tell you God commanded this. Fight for your Christian values to be forefront in American society. Fight for it. That's my message as a Jew. I love you guys long time. Goodbye, class. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.